Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have Preetam, who is the CEO and the co-founder of Quill Audits. It's a leading Web3 security firm committed to secure blockchain projects. So far, Quill Audits has secured over 600 plus Web3 protocols with its cutting-edge Web3 security solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Preetam!
Okay, so hello everyone. So I am Preetam Rao. I am co-founder and CEO of Quill company. So under Quill we are having one product, Quill Audits, and what we do in Quill Audits, we are helping blockchain products, blockchain protocols in cybersecurity, in smart contract auditing, right? And why we are into this space, I'm going to tell you in next slides, right? So I hope some of you guys are developers there, some of you guys are venture funds or maybe marketing companies or development companies, right? Okay, so in the past we developed many products in Web3. Like we started our journey in 2016. So I'm a, you can say, batch of 2016 guy. In ICO we started our journey. We built many products around Web3 like Quill Trace, Quill Play, and around tokenization of things, around NFT and everything. And yeah. So today we are going to main focus on the cybersecurity, smart contract auditing, how we do and like why we are doing it, right? So I met so many guys who are building so many cool products, NFT, DAO and everything, right? So building product is very cool, but when it's come to security, it's more serious, right? So some of you guys are in college, you're developing the products and everything, and you just launch your product, and after some time you got to know there was some bugs or vulnerabilities in code, and you lost all of the money or maybe all of the cryptocurrency that was staked or vesting in your smart contracts, right? So it is as much important as your product idea, right? So security is a very important part of Web3 space. Okay. Okay, so we'll share some resources for blockchain developers, for marketing companies, for development companies, right? In the next some slides. Okay. Okay. So we are going to recap. I think you guys seen multiple, presentations by Express Protocol, right? The mainnet they launched yesterday. So Express Protocol is secured by us, right? So we audited all the smart contracts of Express Protocol, right? And StackOS, right? Very interesting, cool project. You can deploy any Web2 app to Web3 world. It's again secured by Quill Audits, right? One more, Paxo Finance, the under related to DeFi stuff, right? So it's again secured and audited by Quill Audits, right? So we are working with all good protocols in India in smart contract auditing and security, right? Okay. So it was very cool stuff. Everyone was, doing multiple after parties. कि किस में जाना, किस में नहीं जाना, right? Some we were trying to कि किस after party में जाएं, किस में क्या चल रहा है, किस में क्या चल रहा है. Okay. Now it's time to get serious, right? I think after parties are done. Now we'll talk about security, how these hacks are happening, and how we can, prevent these bugs. Okay. So I think you guys seen that thing like one developer from XI Infinity got one mail, and due to that fake offer letter, they got hacked into $600 million of bugs, right? So you guys can see it. Like either it is your blockchain developer, or either it is your product manager, or anyone that is a part of your blockchain product, blockchain ecosystem. So they should know what are the cybersecurity things going into Web3 space, what are the phishing attacks, what things are going, right? So some of you guys already know about EasyFi network, right? So they got into around $60 million hack due to some private keys issues, right? So $60 million is a very big money, right? Same as $600 million. Okay. So what are the current trends related to Web3 cybersecurity, Web3 hacks and vulnerabilities? So you guys can see till now, like in 2022, around 50% hacks are happening due to smart contracts auditing only, smart contracts related only, right? And rest 50% are related to your phishing attacks, your private keys, your centralization of things and everything, right? So smart contract audit is not everything in Web3 security, right? Security is everything, your front end, your back end, your pen testing, your cloud security, your smart contracts and everything, right? And we can see last year around 200 DeFi projects got into Web3 vulnerabilities and everything, and the amount was around $10 billion, right? You guys can see the number, right? So why these are multiple, attack vectors are coming, multiple hacks are going on, but we as a developers, as a enthusiasts are more interested in Web3 ki kya build kare, kya cool build kare, DAO bana dete hain, Madras DAO, like every city is coming with their own DAO, right? Very, very cool stuff going on, right? So cool stuff is very fine, like why these attack vectors are happening, right? So this language is very new, right? So it's very hard to find very expert smart contract developers, right, that can write a good quality of smart contract code, right? Maybe sometimes you can hire a smart contract from Upwork, right? And maybe it is not the best solution for any blockchain protocol or any protocol that you're building, right? And everyone is forking Compound, Aave and anything. They are doing some changes and they feel we just change 1-2 lines and now we can deploy the code, right? Then after some times they got to know they got into hacks, everything, right? So if you're forking any protocol, any code, so just to make sure to get it audited again by any reputed company, right? Maybe that company will charge you $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000, but the product that you are building, it is maybe millions or billions of dollars, right? You given your money, your savings and everything, right? So folks are forking of code is okay, but security is more important than it, right? And one thing I suggest, as I told you in starting, I'm founder of Quill and we developed many projects, right? So I would suggest every blockchain development company, any protocol that you're working with, always hire the blockchain developer or the product manager that is having the skin in the game, right? They should know what smart contract they are building. They are doing the unit test cases. They are using the testing frameworks, right? So don't go for maybe freelancers and everything. Hire the best experts. Okay. So why these Web2 hackers are coming to Web3, right? Like I met many guys they were into Web2 cybersecurity. Now they are very interested to come into Web3 cybersecurity. They are earning good bounties on Immunify and good websites. So why we are coming into Web3, right? So in Web2, like I can hack only Flipkart or Zomato data, right? But what I will do with data, right? I can just sell data or maybe I will get some money, right? But in Web3, your code is the money, right? In your code, any assets or any stable coins or any tokens that you're building, the code is the money, right? So they are more interested to break the code and to get the money fast, right? And everything is, there is no legalities around that, right? So you can easily do these things, right? Okay, so yeah, so having said that, there is no legalities currently, right? So last month I connected with the Gurgaon cybersecurity team and Delhi cybersecurity team. So these guys are having so many FIR, and some in Gurgaon based property guys invested around 90 lakhs into one DeFi product, right? And that DeFi product was just anonymous, right? So these things are going on, right? So much money is going into the property guys are investing in product without knowing who is the owner, who is the what's going on. So many rug pulls are happening. You don't know who's the owner of the product, right? And that's why it's easy to fake, right? If you can show like I'm giving you 10 or 50% return as a DeFi yield or maybe staking or any kind of stuff, then you can easily get the guys who are more interested or wants to make more money, right? So it's just data. So like you can see some attacks are there, like Ronin network, Poly network, some big attacks are there, and they are around, some are like $600 million, some $500 million, right? So many you can see the money that involved in these all the projects, right? And you can see all the projects are not audited. Maybe some are forked from any other companies, or you can see that they are not audited, right? So that's very important to get your contract audited, to get secured by any smart contract security company. Okay. So you can see also the audited projects, getting hacked, right? You can see this DAO project, this finance got audited by some of the good companies, but till now none of our projects got hacked, right, or got into any vulnerabilities. But these projects are audited by some of the biggest guys, and they got into hacks and everything, right? But even after auditing, if you're getting into hack, like how we can decrease the chances of hacks and vulnerabilities, we'll discuss in the next slides, right? Okay, so just some more trends, right? Every year the new blockchain developers, new DAO are coming, new NFT marketplace, new things are coming, but every year the same numbers are increasing in hacks and vulnerabilities. You can see every year, right? So last year it was around $12 billion, and this year it is around $1.7 billion till August, right? Okay, so these are for some tech folks, some smart contract developers, or any cybersecurity guys. So you can see the major hacks are happening on the smart contracts. Around 47s are happening on the smart contracts, and then others are on the other layers of your protocol that you're building, like on the maybe on application layer, maybe consistency layer, data layer, or maybe the private keys, the way you're handling the centralization of your product, anything, right? Okay, so this is a smart contract audit process that we usually follow and followed with around 600 plus clients or projects, right? So this is a ideal process that every good company is following, right? So if you're building any smart contract, any NFT, any DAO, any marketplace, anything you are building, right? So how a auditing company is going to help you, how they're going to ask the data. Okay, so how we start the smart contract audit process? Like just assume you developed your smart contract, right? You just push the code on GitHub or GitLab or any testnet, right? So first of all, we ask all the data about your project, like how it is working, which testing frameworks you used, like is it Foundry or it is Brownie or is it Traffer, yeah, any kind of stuff, right? We ask you everything, what is your code coverage, yeah, right? So we are expecting around 90% code coverage, right? And why we are expecting 90% code coverage? I think we had a very great session in that whole around smart contract testing, right? So if the developer is working on the project, right, and if it is very good having the skin in the games, and he wants to minimize the risk, wants to minimize the attacks and vulnerabilities, definitely he's going to write the best unit test cases, right? And so that he can cover all the logics and everything, right? Like he's not missing anything. The first step is to ask everything about your product, your how the product is working, how your functions are working, what is your contract architectures, everything we are going to ask, right? The next step is, I think some of you developers are already using some static analyzers, right? Mythics, these kind of stuff you are already using, right? So we run some static analyzers to check if there is any coding issues and everything, backdoors and everything, like reentrancy, these kind of stuff, right? We can figure out using static analyzers, okay? So then we do the manual analysis. Manual analysis is very, very important, right? So why this manual analysis is very important? Why we cannot automate this smart contract auditing, smart contract security, right? Because this language is very, very new. The attack vectors are coming daily very new, right? So the hackers are coming with new ideas, like how we can hack, how we can do the things, right? But we cannot, write all these things in a automated, or you can say any static analyzer, right? But we are keep improving our static analyzers, but yeah. So that's why the manual testing is very, very important, right? And same way the functionality testing is very important. Functional testing is a thing just to test the way you written the smart contracts. Is it according to your business use case, your white paper, your technical paper, right? So in the last workshop in that area, someone was saying these auditing companies don't do the functionality testing, don't test the smart contracts according to their business use case, right? They only test the smart contract vulnerabilities according to Solidity or anything, right? But some companies are doing the functionality testing. They are making sure that the contracts that you are writing, the product that you are writing, is according to your white paper, your technical paper, right? So that's a very important step. So the next step is initial audit report that we will share with developers to fix the issues and vulnerabilities. And the The developer is going to fix the code, and then we are going to issue the final audit report, right? So this is a standard smart contract audit process that we are following, or other reputed companies are also following, right? So in this case, we are just making sure we are not missing anything, right? So smart contract auditing is just not a process to check vulnerabilities in your smart contract, right? So some of you developers think I can report bugs and vulnerabilities, but smart contract security auditing is a you can say it's a math, it's a science, it's a how to think like a hacker and everything, right? Just to track if we are not missing anything. So never think, I met many guys, many developers, they say मैंने अपना code बना लिया है and I'm just going to deploy, right? Because I'm the best developer. But the fresh eye of a second developer, a security tester guy is very, very important, right? Okay, so these are some guides, like I can see some good blockchain development companies are here, some protocols are here, right? So these are some guidelines that we shared with the project's owners and everything, right? Okay, so these are the guidelines. So we always suggest, we always ask the development companies who is the real developer, who is working on that project, right? So sometimes they say they hired from Upwork, this guy is very anonymous, right? So we say we are not going to work with that guy. Who is the guy? We need the real identity of the developer, right? So don't just hire from Upwork, or just don't hire any anonymous guy. Hire the best guy. I think I repeated this thing 2-3 times, right? Okay. And one interesting use case, developers are sometimes a part of many rug pulls and scams, right? So I have seen some projects, like some of developers know there is Open Zeppelin, right? Standard code and libraries, right? So sometimes you feel this is a standard code, right? And not any developer is going to change the standard library code, anything, the importing they are, right? But I have seen many smart contracts in their Open Zeppelin library, in their code, they're changing some transfer functions, right? So we, there was one project, it got hacked into around $50 million. And the same Open Zeppelin code was available in around 10 projects. So all those 10 projects got hacked because of that anonymous, Upwork guy, right? So what he did, in the Open Zeppelin code, he changed the transfer functions and everything. Very interesting loop he added, right? So in Web3, don't trust anyone, not your developer. Okay. So go with full smart contract, go with full cyber security of your platform, not only smart contract auditing. Smart contract auditing is just a 50% part of hacks and vulnerabilities that are currently going into this cyber crimes, Web3 cyber crimes, right? Okay. And always go with 2 auditing companies, right? Auditing is not a foolproof, like ki koi bug nahi hoga, right? Auditing is just we are minimizing the risk of hacks and vulnerabilities. Okay, so building any complex projects, go with at least 2-3 auditing companies. You can see these compound AWE protocols, they got audited by 4 to 5 good smart contract auditing companies, right? So don't go with any Upwork auditor, or these auditors, they are charging some $100, $200. They say we'll issue the report, right? But just for $100, $200, or maybe $5,000, you will go into millions of hacks and vulnerabilities. Okay. So always go with 2 auditing companies, right? The first process is hire the best developers, go with the 2-3 audit companies. And even after auditing, if you feel the project is very complex, right? Go on any bug bounty platforms like Immunify, Code for Arena, right? So these are some bug bounty tools, websites some of developers already know, right? And there is one interesting thing, right? Even after bug bounty and everything, right? You just deployed your code, right? Now you don't know what transactions are going into smart contracts, right? If there is any function, someone is calling, maybe someone is draining some, Ethereum or any Bitcoin from your wallet, how you will know? Like if you are storing around $100 million Ethereum or Bitcoin in your smart contract or anything, right? How you will know, how you will take the action, right? So you can set the alerts on smart contracts, like there is some tools like Tenderly, some trail of beats alerts also, right? You can set the alerts on your smart contract function, like this function should be called by me only, right? And this function maybe can only take can only transfer 5 Ethereum or 10 Ethereum, right? And if it is someone is calling with 20 Ethereum or anything, it means there is some hack is going on. I should get the alert on my Telegram, or I should get any phone. So tenderly do it everything. They will call you automatically if there is any transaction going on that you feel is very suspicious, right? And use insurance protocols. Insurance protocols are very good. If you feel they can help you in the insurance thing if you got hacked and everything. Okay. Okay. So these are some tools, like all basic stuff. Like you should, if you're forking anything, make sure to re-audit your code. Don't trust. I think we discussed these all things. Okay. So this is some developer guidelines we share with some developers, right? And some of you developers already know. I met many good experts from Consensus, from Polygon, all those guys, right? Some developers guidelines. So follow development guidelines from Open Zeppelin. We also share development guidelines. You can follow our blogs and everything, right? Always write your unit test cases. 90% should be the code coverage, right? That will tell you are having the skin in the game, right? And if you're working with any developer, some of you guys are Web3 product owner, CEO and founder. So make sure the developer is writing the unit test cases should be 90% plus, right? Just don't assume कि उसने code कर दिया है, अब हम deploy करेंगे और हम पैसा बनाएंगे. So this is not going to work. Okay. So developers should use some testing frameworks like Foundry, Brownie, all kind of stuff, right? So how the developers should be updated with these hacks, vulnerabilities, कि क्या चल रहा है, like how to get with the good postmortem reports, like from where they can get good auditing reports, everything, right? So there are some good newsletters, right, for security geeks or blockchain developers. So they can subscribe to our newsletter also, Hashing Bits, BlockSec, Immunify newsletters, to keep updated with all the attack vectors and vulnerabilities. Okay, always follow Solidity, good development guidelines, documentation, everything. Go with always good commenting, good coverage. Okay, and if you're not going to comment your code properly, right? So the auditing company will tell you, first of all, go and comment the code, right? So we usually don't work with if any developer has written the code without unit testing, without any good code commenting. The first step is to tell the developer, do the unit test cases, do the code commenting and everything, right? So always follow these things, so that the second person, maybe the second developer or second auditor, will get to know how your product is working, right? And to become an auditor or maybe become a good blockchain developer, you should be having good knowledge of Ethereum yellow paper, right? How the bytecode, how the EVM structure is working on, right? Okay, and there is always a different guidelines and approach if you are auditing any DeFi product or any NFT product, right? So if you are working with any good development company, just check their DeFi expertise. DeFi is just not a smart contract skills. DeFi is so much fintech, how lending, borrowing, these things are going, right? So these are very interesting things, right? Maybe the developer don't know how these things are going. Maybe it's just a Solidity developer, right? So just don't hire someone if he's good in Solidity. He will understand your DeFi use case. There is so much maths, calculation, lending, borrowing, staking, so much things are going, right? In the same way for NFT things, right? So the person should be expert in NFTs, any EIP, any standard like 7211155, like multiple standards are coming nowadays, right? Okay, so this is our ecosystem in which we are working on some tools. Some tools are already live, right? So this is Quill monitor. It's like Tenderly, right? So where you can set the alerts, you will get the monitoring alerts and everything. You will get the signals. We feel this transaction is suspicious, right? So you can set the alerts on your function. Yeah. The second that is already live, Quill Play, right? So after you deployed your smart contract, right? So where you are going to see all the transactions, good analysis of smart contract transactions, how you can easily manage your smart contracts and everything, right? So wherever this product Quill Play is helping our clients, just go, just put your address, just put your bytecode, you will get a nice user interface. You can set the alerts, you can see all the analysis, all the transactions and everything, and you can take the actions, like you can call the smart contracts from that platform only, right? So after deployment, this Quill Play is helping the Web3 clients. Quill Relay is a online, you can say a cloud-based automated tools, where you can put the smart contract code and you will get a nice automated report using static analyzers and dynamic analyzers, right? So these are some tools that we are working on, and some are live. Okay, so these are our ecosystem partners, right? So why I'm talking about ecosystem partners, like we work with Polygon DAO core team, right? Aishwarya, Sandeep and everyone, like as we are batch of 2016, right? So we are working with Polygon DAO, we are working with DD5 based out of Dubai, we are working with Builders Tribe. I think some of you guys already there, they are part of this conference also, right? And we are working with Foundership, 0x Foundership, right? And we partner with Woodstock also, a good venture fund that are investing in all in good Indian Web3 startups, right? So how we are working with those guys? So we provide credits to those incubators, those venture funds, right? So if you are having good idea, right, and if you don't know what should be your tokenomics, who should be your mentors, from where you should get the funding, you can go to these incubators like TD5, Foundership and everything, right? So they will help you in mentoring, coaching and everything, tokenomics design and everything, and we are partners of their ecosystem, right? Okay. So, like as we are running our blockchain products from 2016-17, and in last 3 days, I'm also connecting with many guys. They're asking from where I can hire best blockchain developers, from where I can hire best marketing companies, from where I can learn smart contract development, from where I can learn smart contract auditing, from where I can connect with good communities. What are the best Telegram groups? What are the best Discord groups? What are the best freelancers? What are the best Web3 consultants? Best incubators and launchpads, everything, right? So we just launched this project like 2-3 days back. You will get all the data what you need. Like from last 6 years, we collected all the data, and this data was private. We just made it public, right? So you will get all weekly events, hackathons, all good communities, all good influencers, consultants. Everything is there. Everything is there. You don't have to go to anything. Which blockchain development company I go, I have everything is there. We just compiled it. Best venture funds, best incubators, everything is there. Okay, so we just launched this project for Web3 community, because we keep on getting the queries key from where I can do this stuff, I can hire, right? So in roadmaps, we are a very interesting thing for developers and for auditors, that they want to become auditors. So we are having proper roadmap how you should become a blockchain developer, what courses you can take, right? And for smart contract auditing also, what courses you should take, what should you do, right? So this it is just for community, just to help all the Web3 guys. Okay, I think we are very close. So I think we already connected with most of you guys, but visit our booth and collect goods, some goodies, and we are coming with our smart contract auditing course for blockchain developers who wants to get certified as smart contract auditors. And we are having very interesting newsletters that we already discussed, hashing bits, where we publish our weekly hacks and vulnerabilities, weekly postmortem reports, weekly auditing reports, so where you guys can explore and learn the smart contract auditing, right? So just subscribe to these things, and we are always hire smart contract auditor, best of the guys in Web3 security, right? So if any is having good blockchain development expertise, wants to get into blockchain security, package is not a boundary, but the person should be very, very expert in his game, or maybe skin in the game. Okay, so that's all. And this is the QR code. You guys can scan it. It will redirect to my link tree. You will get this PPT link also, and all my, Telegram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, mail, and everything you will get. Okay. So that's all. Yeah, thank you.